Hello, my beautiful darlings. This is Miss Ively here. I hope that you are all doing fantastic, but most importantly, you're all in great health. So right now, I'm on another order, and I wanted to start with the preparation of the little sticker sheets here. So I thought I'd bring you along with me while we chat about something that is, I think, a topic very important for a lot of women, and that is age. When we start aging, I recently went to the doctor, and because I'm having a lot of issues with my eyesight, and I started to notice that it was not a gradual thing. I started noticing it last year when when my doctor changed my prescription for like the 100th time. And this was after I ended up in the hospital with a broken foot from a really bad seizure. I was in the hospital 3 months in a row. Yeah, was it 3 months? Yeah, I think it was like 3 months in a row. And then my last stint in the hospital, I broke my left foot, which has healed really badly. And even as we speak, I feel that pain. Like it swells up and everything. But anyway, so the doctor went ahead and changed my prescription again. And I noticed, aside from other side effects, one side effect was that I started to notice like my vision getting blurry. But with everything that was going on, I didn't get to go to the doctor until this year. But my first appointment had been canceled, so I finally went. Really great doctor, amazing place. The young lady who was taking care of me, who did the initial testing with the drops in your eyes and all that stuff, an absolute sweetheart. She was so sweet. And I'm explaining to them that it's a side effect from the medications, and the medication had the dosage had gone up like really high, and they were basically dismissing that possibility because of my age. And they're explaining it, then the doctor comes in and she explains it, and I'm like, actually, from this specific medication, I looked it up recently and realized that one of the biggest side effects, top side effects of this specific medication is changes in your vision. However, they refused to entertain that possibility because they were so focused on my age. A woman of your age, a woman of your age. As we get older, it's like, wow. I could understand that if it was a gradual change, but this happened not long after I started taking that medication. But I was like, if I were 25 and I gave you this same explanation, the same, possibility, you would act, the doctor would go further into, okay, this may be a side effect of the strong medication, but focused on my age. And I'm like, wow, have I reached that part of my life now that people are just looking at my age now? I was like, wow. I mean, I'm thankful and grateful considering that I almost lost my life because of my condition. So to see the gray hairs now starting to come in, and that I've been gifted this blessing of getting older, which a lot of people have passed away young and didn't have this blessing that so many of us have, of seeing our bodies change and reaching that milestone of being half a century old. Ooh, that sounds really old, doesn't it, when you say like that? Half a century old. Yeah. And I wanted to come on here because I just finished watching the very first episode of Matlock, the new Matlock, with the absolutely amazingly talented, creative, beautiful Miss Kathy Bates. Like, oh my gosh. It's free right now on YouTube, so go check it out. Go watch that first episode. You will not be disappointed. I'm like, Oh my goodness gracious. This is freaking fantastic. I'm loving it. So, I'm sure many of you have seen the previews of it, and I'm gonna get off camera because I need to go to my little assembly line to grab the little last little sticker. Yeah, so the previews were discussing that whole thing about age, and one of the little clips from the preview is that Kathy Bates' character says, you know, when women age, we basically become invisible, and that's crazy, isn't it? And now I find myself, I've always, hold on one sec, I just dropped a whole bunch of stuff. I always find myself calling someone darling or sweetheart because that's just me, especially when I know that the person's a bit younger. It just comes naturally, and it goes in line with that clip. I'm sharing the clip because it's part of the preview where she talks about the those candies, like the Werthers. I hate those candies. They taste horrible. My son loves it. And I'm like, you love little granny candies from back in the day. Like, even I say it. And yeah, so it goes in line with that where she's like, oh, it's biological. Where we like start thinking differently and talking differently, you know? And I wanted to come on here and find out whether or not any of you have been experiencing that. For those of you who are close to my age or older, are people seeing you differently, talking to you differently, expecting like certain outcomes just because of your age? Have you experienced anything either in the workforce or just life in general? If now people are seeing your age first before anything else. It's a very interesting topic that I would love to dive into. If you're too uncomfortable to talk about it here on YouTube, then that's fine. But it would be nice to start that dialogue, you know? And yeah, so I was just so amazed at this new episode, but then it hit home so hard. Like, first off, I'm feeling nostalgic because I finished watching 2 interviews I did with Miss Kathy Bates, and one of them, the title is I'm in my 3rd act. And you know, a lot of us grew up watching Kathy Bates, you know, and it's amazing that we are now entering that. I don't want to get up right now to get the other ones, so we're just gonna work with these ghosties right now. Yeah, it's very nostalgic for me to see all the people I grew up with getting so much older and seeing their gray hairs, and it makes you want to cry, you know, from the nostalgia, from like, oh my gosh, we're all getting older. Like, wow, we are now the folks who say, where did the time go? Oh my gosh, time passes so quickly. And watching the younger generation remix and remake so much of what we grew up with. You know, I've always told my son since he was a little boy, it's like etched in his brain. And I say, you know, nothing is new. Everything gets recycled from one generation to the next. That's it. It's just a recycling of old things. That's it. And yeah, our world is very different, but yet still the same. The people are the same. The problems are the same. The reactions, our behavior, characters, all of that stuff, human nature remains the same. What changes is just, you know, the technology which we're using to live our day to day. And that changes. But even that, the origins of this new technology is very old. How interesting is that? So I would love to open up a dialogue with all of you if you've ever experienced anything like that, or what is your journey like so far, getting older, reaching the second half of your life, it's nice to be able to share this part of our journey together, especially as crafters, um, where we come here because of all the hats that we have to wear that can sometimes be a bit overwhelming, and we run back to the most comforting, at some points the most simplest, but yet the most creative part of our lives, which is crafting. And I'd like to also ask, why is it that you craft? Why are you a crafter? That's my question to you. Why are you a crafter? Have you always crafted? Did some of you just get into this as you got older, to get away from the hustle and bustle of the constant busyness of life and all the responsibilities that you have? Yeah, what is the second half of your life looking like? Especially for us women, I think it's important that we share that we come together and help each other out and grow together in this new season of our lives. For those of you who are younger, I still want to hear from you too, because you will soon be approaching this stage as well. So yeah, for now, I'm going to get off the camera and continue working my little night shift until my medication starts to kick in. Yeah, and then it's like, oh, slumberland. All right, my darlings. Oh, before I go, just want to let you know that I have a lot of these left, but I took out one of them because I need to use this for something, and I took them all out. But I have all of these baggies left. So I'm going to create a separate leftover Halloween box with all of these. All of these. So if you want to place an order, it's just going to be one box. That's it. If you want to order it, it's going to be a little bit on the pricey side because, again, these are all wire wrapped beads, and it took me a long time to make all of these, and I don't want them just sitting here taking up space. And then everything else that just didn't make the cut for the spooky mail collection, I'm going to add it to that, put it all together, make a box, and see who wants to buy that. And I think this is a gold mine right here with all of these wire wrapped beads and all of the little enamel charms. And I think I'm going to add, I think I have another set. I have to check my drawer to see what else I have, put it together, and I think I will make it available tonight. So keep an eye out for that because it's just one box. Okay. All right, my darlings, I got to get back to work for a little bit, maybe like another 10-15 minutes. I want to try and finish these little ones and get another order out. Oh, by the way, I am not going to be able to send out Julia's and Joanna's boxes this week. It's going to have to be next week. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But all the boxes together have to go out in one run. I'm sorry. But at least you are aware of that, okay? All right. Share in the comments below, what is your story, my darlings? And we shall see each other again. In Jesus' mighty name, God willing, until the next time. Bye.